Okay. It is crypto faceless. I remain faceless. I remain nameless. Shout out to my Pulsecans. Shout out to my Pulsexicans. We got a lot going on today. Price is up. Price is up. Price is up, man. We got a lot going on. Let's get straight into it. Cause today I woke up, looked at the portfolio, and we was up. I was looking at my altcoin portfolio. I was like, "What's up today?" All my alts are down, but except for PulseChain and Pulsex, 30%, 30%. Yesterday was 30%, today 30%. What's going on in the PulseChain community? Now, you remember I made a PulseChain video 3 days ago before all of this started. I made the PulseChain video because I saw it to be the bottom. I told you that in the video. You can go watch the video. I said, look at the community, look at the sentiment in the market. Nobody wants to hear about PulseChain. Nobody wants to hear about PulseX. I said there's capitulation when it comes to the content creators around PulseChain and Pulsex. Nobody was really making content like that at all. I was like, something's up with that. I was like, this seems like a very, very undervalued play. The reason being, the community is huge. The ecosystem is huge. They got almost 200 projects. They got thousands of daily users. So I'm like, what's going on? Why didn't the price catch up? Right? That's my whole thesis. I'm looking for coins where the price did not catch up, but the foundation is there. The fundamentals are there. And I was like, PulseChain and Pulsex is prime. It's prime. You know what I mean? So I did that video 3 days ago. Shout out to Damien, one of my day one subscribers. He commented underneath. He was like, hard pass. I'm not touching that because it was too risky. And I was like, respect. I commented respect. You know what I'm saying? That's up to you. And I understand. You know what I'm saying? Some of these projects are risky, so you don't want to get into it. But we had Sami actually commented underneath. Sami from the channel Your Friend Sami. Some of you may know him. He commented bottom signal. When Damien said hard pass, he said bottom signal. And that's the way I felt too. But shout out Damien. But the thing is this. Whenever you have a crypto that has all of the fundamentals, but the people hate it. Like, you just, every time you mention it, people just like, yuck, I hate that. Like, they just get angry, you know? It is a sign. It is a sign. All right? It is a sign. So shout out to Sami, and shout out to Damien as well. Go subscribe to his channel. He pushes out content like his life depends on it. But that boy put out 10 videos a day. So go ahead and subscribe to Your Friend Sami. So cool. All right. So after that, all right, I felt like it was the bottom. All of a sudden, the very next day after I put out that video, the PulseChain sacrifice address, okay, actually started to buy PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex, right? The little RH ecosystem coins, right? So if you don't understand what the sacrifice address is, so basically PulseChain and PulseX had a sacrifice period where people sacrificed their money and then they were rewarded an allocation in PulseChain and PulseX, right? That happened over a year ago, 2 years ago, right? So that sacrifice wallet owned by some person, we don't legally know who it is. Really, we don't. I can't say who it is. We speculate who it is, but we don't know. Been holding that money. It's in the sacrifice wallet, and just yesterday he decided, or that person, that benevolent actor, as some people like to call it, decided to actually deploy that money. All right. So what happened? Actually, it's actually not the SAC money. So here's the story behind it. So depending on how long you're in crypto, about a year ago, we had, probably less than a year ago, 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. I forget when it happened, but there was a depegging of the stable coins. So you Tether, USDC, DAI, a lot of these stable coins actually depegged. They're supposed to stay at $1, but for some reason it dumped to about 90 cents, 91, 92 cents. And a lot of people were scared during that time, and they just kept selling their stables, back into crypto, because obviously they're afraid that it would never repeg, right? So the owner of the sacrifice address, whoever you think that is, basically decided to actually do an arbitrage and make some money off of that. So he put the money in DAI, and what happened was everything repegged, and then apparently supposedly made anywhere between, I'm hearing 10, 11 million, and then I'm hearing numbers as high as 60 million. Or what, I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the data, but there was millions of dollars of extra money that was made from those SAC addresses. So That benevolent actor decided to deploy 3.7 million of that money. Okay, so $3.7 million of that money into PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex right now or yesterday. Now I'm asking you why. Ask yourself why. Why now? Why did they decide to do this right now? Okay, that's something worth. Something worth asking. I mean, think about it. Like, you had over a year to do this. Why now? Okay, uh, I think that's a bottom sign. I think it's a bottom signal. Okay, and it's basically proving my thesis right when I put out my video 3 days ago that sentiment was at its lowest, and all of a sudden, boom! Next day, we get a buy from the sacrifice address, right? So boom. What else? What else happened? Because more things happened. A lot happened. All right. So this signifies two things. All right. The first thing that it signifies to me is that there is a benevolent actor in the community who owns these addresses, the OA, the sacrifice address, and that person is acting benevolently. Benevolently, is that a word? That person is acting in in favor of the protocols, PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex. Okay, because that actor is buying. Okay, and that is to me really bullish, and to a lot of people that is bullish because the market reacted to that. The market went up 30% yesterday off of that news. Okay, because everything's on chain. You can see what every wallet is doing. If you know about crypto, you know everything's on chain. So when someone found it, they put it out there, and the market, reacted to it positively. Okay, they saw it as somebody's out there going to help the system. Okay, we all know who it is, or we all suspect who it is. Okay, but for legal reasons, we're saying we don't really know. All right, so we have a benevolent actor that's going to push it up, and look what happened to Hex. Hex went 10,000x based off of the same thing, right? A benevolent actor helping out the system. Okay, so that's the first thing that it signifies. The second thing that it signifies is that there's a bottom in. The benevolent actor sees that there's a bottom that is in. That's the reason why. He decided right now to put the money in. Why right now? Out of all of the days in the last year, year and a half, 2 years, or I guess I could say a year. It's been out for a year. Why did he choose yesterday to put the money in? All I'm saying, the benevolent actor must think that the bottom is in. Okay. All right. What else happened? So this morning I wake up, see my portfolio is up again. I'm like, what the heck is going on? PulseChain, PulseX is up again, a second day in a row. So I go to Twitter, of course, get all the crypto news from Twitter, and then boom, I see Richard Hart post an absolute mega tweet that shook the whole crypto industry, or I can say the PulseChain, PulseX, Hex community. And so boom, what did it say? He came out saying that he's fighting the SEC when it comes to their case. They filed a motion to dismiss. Him and his 11 lawyers. You gotta understand, Richard Hart is a billionaire, bro. He's a billionaire. This guy's got the best lawyers in the game. I'm sure of it. Somebody go look into these lawyers. It's on the file. It's listed there. He's got lawyers from New York. He's got lawyers from LA. He's got lawyers from Texas. I'm pretty sure these are the best lawyers in the United States. I'm sure he paid a pretty penny for that. And they put out a file to dismiss, or a motion to dismiss, and they mentioned their complaints just yesterday, or today, you can say. I woke up and it was there. So you can say that today, or they put it in on the 9th. Today is the 10th. All right. So, but he just tweeted about it a few hours back. So the thing is this. What does that mean? That's another signification that he believes the bottom is in. That's another signification that he believes the bottom is in. Why would all of a sudden the sacrifice address start to buy? Next day, all of a sudden, they file for the motion to dismiss the case. All of a sudden. What? Like, what? Are you kidding me? A lot is going on right now, guys. A lot is going on right now. That signals for me, this guy believes it's the bottom. Richard Hart is telling everybody, he's screaming in everybody's faces right now. He's screaming in everybody's face. This is the bottom. This is the bottom, guys. Okay? The timing is crazy. The timing for all of this is crazy, and I'll get into that in a minute. Also, another thing, he turned on the comments for his tweets. If anybody has, you might be thinking, okay, that's nothing, right? No. If anybody has been following Richard Hart for the past year, 2 years, however long you've been following him, you know the last year, the entire year or more, he has not had the comments open on his channel. He would tweet. He tweets all the time. However, he does not open the comments. He turns off the comments. So you can't interact with the tweet in any way. You can't, all you can do is like and share it. That's it. Okay. And of course, he was doing that probably to, avoid speculation, avoid getting served, because he was getting served by the SEC, and they couldn't, as part of his complaint, actually, to dismiss the case, is actually they weren't able to serve him. They weren't able to serve him. He doesn't live in the United States. He lives somewhere in the world. And then at the same time, they just tried to give the papers to the local police station in Denmark. And his claim is that that's not a correct way. His lawyers are basically saying that's not, the correct way to serve, or it's an inadequate way to serve someone. So anyway, the point is this. The comments are on. What does that mean? That means he doesn't have a gag order on anymore, or self-inflicted gag order, whatever. Maybe his lawyers told him don't speak, or whatever the case may be. That's not there anymore. Okay, that's not there anymore. So he can speak as much as he wants. He can speak as loud as he wants, and that's bullish, because that was not the case for the last year, which is showing you the tide is changing. And I mentioned that in my video 3 days ago, before all of this happened. I'm telling you, I timed this perfectly. I keep telling you guys, I have a knack when it comes to timing this stuff. Some of you guys think, oh, he's bragging. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you the truth. It's not bragging if it's the truth. It's not bragging if it's the truth, right? 3 days ago, I made a video. I said, guys, I'm good at timing this. I can see the sentiment. There's capitulation. Then boom, next day we got the SAC address buying up PulseChain, Pulsex, and Hex. Next day we got the court filing for dismissal. Boom, we got Richard Hart opening up his comments on Twitter. Boom. Like, come on, guys. All of a sudden, we got 2 days of green action in PulseX, where PulseX wasn't moving at all. PulseX, PulseChain was not moving at all. This past 3-4 months, every crypto was going up. Guess what? PulseChain wasn't going up at all. So, of course, my channel is small. I'm not moving the market. I just know how to time the market properly, guys. I'm just telling you guys. I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you guys. So, the timing, let's talk about the timing. The timing is really, it's not a coincidence. It's just not a coincidence. Think about this. Why did Richard Hart decide to put up to come out, face the court, face the judge, send off the filing for dismissal on the week of the ETF approval? It's supposed to be approved today. Today's January 10th, right? So according to my knowledge, unless something changed, we're supposed to get an answer today. Okay. Why did Richard Hart decide to skip out on getting served this whole time? All right, for the past 6 months or more, skip out, not get served, not mention it, not talk about it. All of a sudden, court papers filed for dismissal. 11 lawyers were going after the SEC. We're going to fight this to the end. On January 9th, the day before, we're supposed to get the ETF approval, the Bitcoin ETF approval. You think that's a coincidence? I don't believe in coincidence. I mean, you can have a coincidence on something small, but that's just too much of a coincidence, guys. So I think, this is my own synopsis, I think that Richard Hart decided to hold off on getting served for the past 6 or more months in anticipation of the ETF, and wait this thing out until the SEC changed their whole narrative on crypto. And right now, we're expecting the ETF to get passed. Like 99% of people are expecting to get passed. All the big the SEC is even tweeting about it, like, getting everybody prepared. Gary Gensler even tweeted about getting everybody prepared for crypto and not FOMOing and all that kind of stuff. So they usually do that right before they accept some kind of ETF or something like that, right? So they're preparing us right now. So everybody believes it's going to happen. So the SEC is changing their minds on crypto and Bitcoin, whereas before in 2023, 6 months or more ago, they were all attacking this project, attacking that project. It was a different narrative, a different sentiment from the SEC. Now, Richard Hart probably this guy is very tactical. He plans things to the T. You know what I'm saying? He's not the type of guy that goes off of a whim. You know what I mean? He's very, he plans things, right? So I believe that he possibly planned to not get served for this whole time get through 2023, and then he knew that 2024 is the year of the ETF, and that the SEC is probably going to be like, you know what, whatever with this case, whatever with that Richard Hart, case. That was last year's game plan to be, heavy on attacking crypto, and that was the narrative of 2023. That was last year's game plan. 2024 is all about accepting the BTC ETF, approving it, and moving forward in a good light when it comes to crypto, right? So they might just be like, this Richard Hart case is old news, and he might have planned that the whole entire time. And I don't hear anybody in the the PulseChain space, PulseX Hex space, speaking on that. That's my own narrative. That's my own synopsis, guys. That's my theory. Okay, that's my hypothesis. Richard Hart planned this the whole time to get to 2024 to wait to the shift in the narrative of the SEC to going towards being positive towards crypto, and they might just be like, whatever with this case, forget this case. That was last year's narrative. We're not going to be negative on crypto anymore. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? We don't really know. But what we do know is Richard Hart is speaking now. He's allowing for comments on his channel, and we may get streaming back. And if he starts streaming again, oh, forget about the price. Forget about the price. The PulseChain post, just sit back and enjoy the ride. If he starts streaming again, boy, like that guy can pump a coin. Like the community, like you don't even understand. You don't even understand. Like if he start, just pray that he starts streaming again. like the price is already going up just off him tweeting, just off him saying he's gonna fight the SEC case. Imagine if he starts streaming again. It's gonna be crazy. Anyway, it's Crypto Faceless. I remain faceless. I remain nameless. I'm gonna be making more PulseChain content for you guys. So give me a like, comment, and subscribe, and most importantly, hit the bell button so you get all of the updates, guys. Take care. Have a nice day. See you guys next time.